The borough of Brooklyn is the location for the Wizards. An athletic rim-running big man out of Switzerland, Clint Capella, an underrated factor for his team as they assemble themselves for basketball at Barclays Center. Wizards Nets is next, right after this. I'm Kevin Harlan. With me tonight, former NBA players Richard Jefferson and Greg Anthony, with David Aldridge joining us courtside. And now, let's take a look at the upcoming schedule for the Washington Wizards. On Wednesday, they'll be facing Steven Adams and the Houston Rockets. And then on Friday, they'll host the Toronto Raptors. And now, Washington's starting group. They've got Paul George, Avdia out there with Clint Capella. Then it's Johnson, and it's Nembhard in at the shooting guard position. And for Brooklyn, Nicholas Claxton out there with Anunoby. Then there's Cam Johnson. Then it's Bridges, and it's Schroeder in at the point. And Greg, with back-to-back games part of the schedule, how do teams feel getting into the latter part of that combo, like tonight?
Well, these games can be especially taxing mentally and physically. At this point, it's a war of attrition and really...
Up, pass to Nembhard. To the middle, here's George with 1 on the clock. He takes it up and lays it in.
And with his strength, George is not your average swing player. He can get his in the paint.
Bridges outside. On the wing, Johnson. Schroeder passes to Johnson. Claxton with it. Johnson on him.
How about Johnson with the hot pass? Good job seeing that open.
The Wizards have gone 4 of 7 from the field, shooting over 50%. George against Johnson. George up top. He had 25 points last game. 5 on the clock. Johnson with it. He's picked up by Anunoby. Johnson gets the bucket.
And we've seen several lead changes tonight. Neither team.
That was actually the first time I did that this season, that little pivot. I actually do like doing that. So I figured out this is the week after the Tyus Jones takeover game, right? Because he definitely took over in the in-season play, in-season tournament. The group games basically. I looked at my coach's lineup performance factor, and it was like a 66, and it all made sense. Like, he actually does look at how people perform in the game, how they're playing in the game, and decide what their minutes would be based off of what he already had in the game plan. And it's a real coach. You know, I started off with this coach. It's a real one, so I'm not gonna mess with his settings. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna try to tough it out. I don't know if you've heard player podcast clips or anything like that. I'm sure if you're watching this, you might have a good chance. But, you know, just players that talk about former coaches that may not have messed with or gotten DNPs, whatever the case. That's just what's happening right now.
Capella has run pick and rolls.
Hey folks, let's kick this halftime show off by checking out the Players of the Week. And in the West, Ja Morant.
Well, Ja Morant has certainly been one of the most exciting guys to watch. The athleticism, are you kidding me? Never passes up an opportunity for a big play, but also does the other stuff. Control the pace, run the offense. He's the complete package.
And when we look at the first half for the Nets, a close contest so far.
I know what Shaq's going to say. Elbow sandwiches. Those guys are physical, and they've controlled the glass. They gave the impression that they wanted it more, Shaq.
To be honest, all I heard was sandwiches. When's the food getting here?
And that about wraps it up. And as the third quarter is about to begin, we go to Kevin Harlan for the call.
In the league, didn't give him an inch of room.
Johnson outside. From outside the arc. The shot's good on the assist by Schroeder. Schroeder's got 6 assists here tonight. Wizards trail by 7. On the wing, Johnson. Shoots over Schroeder. And another miss by Washington.
Off to a bit of a slow start in the second half. 0 for 3 so far.
No good on the shot. Good D by Johnson. And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the Washington Wizards. Still looking for their first bucket of the second half. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1.
That man really tried to cross me up, but I crossed him. That's crazy. I see the Nets as a buying team. They have assets, bro. And it's not just assets on the team. They have good assets. They have way better assets than we started with. Fucking Kyle Kuzma and Jordan Poole. Are you kidding me? Like, I already know Ben Simmons isn't that much of an asset at this point, but him healthy is half of an asset, I believe. You know? I don't know. I look at them as a buying team. They still have Bridges on there, I think. Yeah, they do. I don't know, bro. They can really do some stuff. I'm gonna watch out for them. I'm gonna watch out for them between now and February. I'm gonna see what's going on because everyone right now, now we're getting further into it, is we're waiting on December 20th.
It's still anybody's game as we've reached the end of 3. Nets lead by 2. And we're just moments away from the start of the 4th quarter. Stay with us. And let's go back to a terrific pass that we're calling tonight our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, and I like the fact we get to see this pass one more time. A magnificent feed, and you love to see your off guard taking over the play.
And his team needs every bit of his production if they want to pull this one out. It is neck and neck here in the final period.
It's really been a tale of 2 halves, guys. A slow start, but this quarter, he has really been the man.
Johnson outside. Ashton Emhart kicks it to Avdia. And the dunk by Capella.
And how about his athleticism for a big man? Capella is able to make plays above the rim.
Schroeder against Johnson. Schroeder passes to Johnson. Back to Schroeder. Pass to Bridges. There's the triple. Johnson with the rebound. Johnson's got 7 rebounds in the game. Avdia with a screen for Johnson. And Avdia the bucket on the assist by Johnson.
Of course, this goes all the way down to the wire. Why wouldn't it? Here I thought maybe I had an easy game. It's been kind of tough for these past ones, but nope. Well, I can't say tough. We did face the Magic twice. And they are at the bottom, but even that, right? December 21st might change everything, bro. I can honestly feel it already. Honestly, it's like looming in the horizon. December 21st is about to be one of them days in the NBA for this season, for this league, for this universe, basically. Because everything's not as realistic as real life right now, especially the rookies. You know, they're on different teams and all that stuff. So everything right now is just like wild. Like, nothing is based off real life. Everything's just based off what's happening in front of you and what's happening in real life. Even though it's based off real life because it's an NBA today, so all the stats are there. But you know, things that the NBA lottery changed everything basically. The NBA lottery set the precedent for a whole new universe. Alex Sarge on the Hornets. You know, Zach LaVine is on the Hornets. You know what I mean? Like, it's different. It's different over here. But I like it. I like it. And I'm saying December 21st because that's when all the free agents, the new signees, are allowed to be traded. They can't be traded until then. I'm not really sure why that rule exists. It's not like the siphon rule or something. It's like, I don't know. Wow, we can't get not a 3.
16 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
Oh, he is just so clutch, saving his best.
Yeah, sometimes it's just too little, too late, bruh.
Is at its highest.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Nets will retain possession.
This team is crazy. Like,
A bit of risk on
it's a bunch of, I don't want to say
no
no names, but these guys aren't superstars. They don't have not one superstar on their team. Meanwhile, we have me and Paul George, and we're still just not cutting
Pulls it from the elbow. It drops.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
He's just riding the wave of momentum right now, getting.
And that makes it a 3-point lead. And so both free throws are good. And it's a 4-point ball game. And so it's Brooklyn who scrapes by with the win. It was a fantastic ball game, and they did a great job making sure it didn't get away from them late.
Yeah, I mean, they faced some challenges, but really held firm when they needed to on both ends, and just effective in terms of coming away with this win.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. This is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for watching. Now, let's check out our New Balance player of the game, Dennis Schroeder.
In my defense, Dennis Schroeder is a different beast when it comes to Olympic play, and he's playing overseas on his national team. He's a whole different person, bro. I'm just saying, even though it's not that, you feel me? He's got it in him, is basically what I'm trying to say. Paul George could have helped me out a little bit more. I'm not going to lie, he was struggling. Just a little bit of help would have went a long way in this game. Dillon Brooks is injured. Jabari Smith is injured. Let's get it!
So happy to have you here for a midweek edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. This should be an intriguing contest. I'm Brian Anderson, along with Grant Hill and Clark Kellogg, our reporter, Allie LaForce. And a chance to see the latest edition of the Power Rankings. Always fun to see where everyone in the league stands. Taking a look at the Clippers, they're building some momentum right now and aiming for a spot in the top 5.
Seeing where the Wizards are, they've begun this year playing with some real fire and has produced some top-notch basketball, doing better than many expected.
Here are the starters for Houston. Van Vliet and Green man the backcourt. Tari Eason is out there with Alperon Şengün. And it's Thompson in at the 3, the small forward. And for the Wizards, they've got Johnson, Jordan, it's Clint Capella, and it's Nembhard in at the shooting guard position. And here in the early stages of the regular season, we're still seeing how the projections are going to match up with the actual standings, Clark.
And I love that. The projections are one thing. How it actually shakes out is quite another. It's always fun to see where the surprises are going to emerge because we know they will. Here we go.
And the tip goes to Houston.
All right, so we got Dillon Brooks out of there, Jabari Smith out of there. We should have an okay game, but I don't know, the Rockets seem a little dangerous just with their personnel too. I feel like they're not as buying as the Nets are, but they could have some shit going. I do love that pass, by the way. Ooh-wee. Paul George out there going crazy. I know you wanted to be in D.C. this whole time. That Chocolate City getting to your ass. Yeah, boy. You starting to look like me out there all the time. But yeah, I'm not worried about the loss from the last game against the Nets. I mean, we haven't been losing too much lately, if at all. Like, maybe we need that loss. You know, sometimes winning ain't good. Sometimes if you sloppy and shit, you just keep going on with that standard. Sometimes you need to, you know, tighten up your standard with a little loss. Kendrick said it best. I'm not even going to say it because you probably heard it. It's on 616. Opportunity coming in loss or something.
Coaches will
Learn
take
myself.
possessions like that all day
Do
long.
loss.
Phenomenal use of the screen there.
Something like that.
Houston
Anyway,
has gone 1 of 4
it's
from
not
deep.
all about the assist game. Sometimes you have to set the pick too. Okay. Now I've learned to set picks a little bit better. Not this season or anything like that, but playing with Gabby Jefferson, being a small forward, power forward, and having to, you know, be actually in the play as a screener. Especially from season 1, I've definitely learned to get my screen game up. You feel me? So I do it in the NBA too, as a guard, and a lot of the time it really does help. Like, it really does. There's very few times I'm actually called to be the screener, which I am. If you do follow the plays, I am called to be the screener sometimes, but very, very seldom. But it's effective, and I do it when I'm not called to do it. Also, that's what works. That's the thing. For real.
Got it. Johnson's got 7. On to the second quarter after this. And some good action in the books as we get back to a game that's been pretty close so far here. And what do you think about how the Wizards are doing here?
Well, clearly they played well in the first period because of their selfless attitude.
Yeah, and you know, so many of their hoops came off an assist, which is a good sign of ball movement and sharing that ball.
Now we get a chance to
Listen,
check some
I don't
stats.
care
Tari Eason.
what jersey manufacturer has to do it, right? It could be Nike, Reebok, I don't give a fuck. Whoever the NBA signs with, sign, right? Whoever the manufacturer is has to bring back these Wizards jerseys, bro. I don't give a fuck who made them at first. You gotta bring these back now. Like, if you gotta pay somebody for this design because the copyright, whatever the case, I don't know. Just know that these are the hardest Wizards jerseys ever made. Let me repeat that. These are the hardest Wizards jerseys ever made, bro. And it's wild. Like, I actually got to see these joints live in my lifetime. I actually got to see Gilbert Arenas wear this jersey and score points. Like, what? This is the most legendary Wizards jersey, in my opinion. You know, other than the Michael Jordan Wizards one, where they had like Rip Hamilton and
Johnson for 3. Buried from outside. I don't know.
The blue, that is kind of legendary. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, you know I hit that, right?
Yeah, they're gonna review that.
I hit it first. Yeah, that shit got right on my hands at .1, bro. Go ahead and count that bad boy. Dezersky. You see it, Kiss Pert? Kiss Pert?
But those points didn't count. I'm so glad the officials were able to take a second look and make the right call.
And so it's Washington closing out the quarter with a 7-point lead. Great shot selection right now, keeping the game simple and getting high percentage looks. All right, stick around. We'll be right back after this.
On tap, as we check out how the Eastern Conference is shaping up.
When I look at the Wizards, this team wants to do big things, Shaq-sized things. And I got to say, they're looking almost as dominant as Kenny.
Easy, big fella, but I got to say, they are making it look easy here in this early part of the season, at least. And now looking at where things stand at the half, there's some work to be done for the Rockets.
Everyone knew coming in that they were facing knockdown shooters. Can somebody tell their defense that? I mean, my goodness, how many open threes are you going to give this team, Shaq?
A lot if you're not going to guard somebody.
A 12-point lead at quarter's end. They just can't miss right now. Every shot they're taking, you assume, is going in. We'll be back in a moment. Let's take this opportunity to show you our State Farm assist to the game.
You know, I'm kind of stoked that this was a choice because I love this pass. A remarkable find. He put his court vision on full display.
Sorry.
Their rebounding effort has
Sorry, that is the hardest, the hardest pass of the week.
Pass to Whitmore.
Not of the game.
Back to Green.
The week. I don't even know what's about to happen in the next game.
Van Vliet outside.
Nor do I give a fuck. This is the hardest pass of the week, bro. And I really want to say of the month.
You can feel his frustration.
And he's got to find other ways to
But
contribute
I'm not
there
gonna get
because
too happy.
his shot making is not happening
Of the
right
week,
now.
definitely.
And he just
Oh, baby! Ah! Hold on, let me hit him with the ah! What I say, two-handed bandit. Let's go.
now
Man.
misses. The attitude is paying off with second chance points.
Boy, you can get a lot of momentum getting a timely offensive rebound, and they've had more than their share.
Nails it from beyond the arc.
You can really see that
This
his
is actually
confidence
one of
is
the
at a high
few
level here
games
in
that I
May.
actually feel comfortable
Have a
with because
three in
we're
the
up.
first.
And on top of that, right, I think I'm doing okay enough. I don't think I'm going to get subbed out this time. Look at that. Come on, bro.
His shooting has been fantastic.
I get it, coach.
and this
Okay,
team has
I
leaned
feel like I deserved it just because I'm better,
To the left side wing.
but I have to
Here's
earn
Whitmore
it.
outside.
Fine, fine,
Washington with the
okay.
rebound.
Lineup performance
Obvious got
factor,
14 rebounds tonight.
66.
Going after it.
I didn't know that's how you felt. You feel me? But now I know.
Green covering.
So now that I know,
Johnson passes to DeMar. Johnson a screen on Van Vliet.
now that I know, we're just gonna perform.
Coming out of the half, making
Ah!
offensive boards has proven success.
Fuck you mean? Let's go. You want me to be in and perform? You want me to be a #1 pick, bro? I was trying to chill. We had Paul George. I thought that's what we signed him for, to be the #1 guy. But okay. No. Okay. You want me to be that guy? I'm going to be that fucking guy, bro. All right?
No good on the second free throw.
And
Well, the
show
Rockets
me
shooting 40% from the field in
in
this one.
concrete
Well,
evidence
the
by benching me in the
scoreboard tells
fourth
you
quarter, bro.
everything you need to know about this one. A great showing here for
Not
the
that
Wizards.
Tyus Jones is a bad player,
Everything seemed to go
because
their way
he ended up
today.
being player of the
They were
game when he
firing
was game.
on all
You feel me?
cylinders, Grant.
But
Yeah,
come
BA,
on, bro.
this
You
was
talking
the
about
kind
my
of
legacy.
performance
This is
relish
me.
as a player.
You talking about
Just a
me, bro.
very
I'm a
impressive
legend
win.
at this
And they
point.
earned
Not
win
really.
number 9.
But
Each win
I'm a
so
rookie,
important in this
about to
league.
be a legend
And
at
these
this
teams
point.
meet
And
only
I can't be a
twice a
legend
year.
being on the
Different
bench in the
conferences,
fourth
so
quarter,
there's a
bro.
bit of
So,
a feeling out
nah,
process.
yeah, we
I
about
thought
to
they
fix
made
that
good
now.
choices along the way and
And it's
just
not going to
didn't
be in the
have it
settings either.
against the
We
Rockets.
gonna really
One
fix
of the
that
league's
shit.
Superstars.
Come on,
Producing
Kiss
as he
Pert.
always does. What a terrific game for the Cobra.
Terrific initiative. Not content to let the game come to him, he went out and made it his own. Kick to the outside.
From outside the arc. So we see the Wizards taking the W here. Boy, they were something special to watch tonight, and the crowd loving every second of it.
It's always a great feeling when you play this well for your fans. This team really showed what it's capable of.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Grant Hill, Allie LaForce, and Clark Kellogg, this is Brian Anderson thanking you all for tuning in tonight. Now, our New Balance Player of the Game.
Jalen Green went crazy, 36, 7 rebounds. Thompson actually did okay. Sengun could have did better. Fred VanVleet, I feel like, is just always disappointing for some reason. Anyway, you see the stats. Paul George is doing okay, but he can just do a little bit better. Just a couple more shots.
Greg Anthony and Steve Smith. David Aldridge joins us on the sidelines. Here we are in November, and let's see how things are going out east in the early season. You look at Washington, a terrific position for them as they hold up that illustrious top spot, but it's a long season, as we all know. And checking out Toronto, sitting there 4 spots below.
And, well, for Washington, it's been the kind of start to their season that a lot of experts were predicting. And by that, I mean a very strong start.
They're just getting warmed up. As good as they've been so far, they've got the potential and the talent to get even better as we get deeper into this season.
Let's check out Toronto's starting lineup. Scotty Barnes is out there with R.J. Barrett. Then there's Jakob Poeltl. Then there's Kevin Porter. And it's quickly in at the point. And for Washington, Clint Capella is out there with Avdia. Then it's Johnson. Then it's George. And it's Nembhard. Toronto, they've gone 2 or 3.
Raptors haven't been doing as well. They're a little closer to the middle of the road. I would say below average, maybe a C- team. Trying to be a C+, B- team if they can develop themselves enough. Also, if they had another trade. I mean, I just feel like they're buyers also. They're buyers just as much as the Nets, maybe even more so. Of just, they need that piece. Or maybe just, I don't know. Not exactly a superstar piece, but just that piece. Nets maybe need a more superstar piece, but Raptors just need that piece because they can really come together over nationalism. As weird as it sounds. As much as Drake is unpopular right now, they can actually come together over a little bit of nationalism, having R.J. Barrett on the team, stuff like that. It would be kind of cool to have Andrew Wiggins actually like get traded to the Raptors. I'm not gonna lie, that would be kind of crazy. But anyway. Yeah, this is the in-season tournament. We're still doing group play, as you can see. We're still undefeated in the standings as far as the in-season tournament goes. We haven't lost, but we've lost in the actual season twice, which I'm not even mad at, to be honest with you. Like, on the outside perspective, it looks crazy that we're 9-2. Like, no one would have ever expected that out of us. Just because we had the #1 pick, it was me. But, you know, just struggling with Jordan Poole, Kyle Kuzma, the type of loser culture that the Wizards had. It's just kind of weird to see them on top like this. But I knew what I needed because I just know what I need because I played so many seasons on 2K. Like, I know the type of players I need for me and how I play. I've won championships this way. So me being 9-2 is not necessarily surprising to me. I built the roster like this. Like, I know what I'm doing. But yeah, it just looks kind of crazy, maybe to an outsider's perspective, like to be last and all of a sudden be first, or damn near first. 9-2 is good for us. It's enough losses for us to learn. Of course, we're going to get more losses than this, but I'm curious to see how many wins we actually get this season. I know it's most likely going to be over 50.
And they're forcing the ball.
Barnes goes up and lays it nice and easy. Barnes has got 6.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. Wizards lead by 3. We'll take a quick break, then get you back to the action. The pass to Quickly. Olynyk against Bagley. Poeltl kicks to Quickly. Just 5 to shoot. Back to Pirtle. And the dunk by Pirtle.
It doesn't take much for Pirtle to throw it down. At 7 feet tall, all he has to do is be near the hoop.
He finishes with 9 points.
I learned the pronunciation of Pirtle and lost my mind. I was like, what? Why does he spell that shit like that? Nigga, where's your oars, nigga? Say nah.
Hey everybody, halftime is upon us, and the scoreboard showing a deficit for the Toronto Raptors.
You love to see them get more assertive offensively. They're not earning calls or really going at the defense, so they have no chance to do damage at the line.
This from a man who knows something about doing damage at the line. Okay, now let's take a look at the power rankings in the Eastern Conference early on.
Taking a look at the Raptors, they're finding out anyone can win on any night. That said, once they've adjusted, watch out. Lots of firepower on this roster.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. Nice performance by Emmanuel quickly.
And the bulk of his damage so far has come from the perimeter. A lot of threes early on.
He's been vital to spacing the floor for them. Makes everything else you want to do easier to accomplish.
Oh, that's my boy Grady Dick over there. I see him. Free my boy Dick. Free Dick.
Seconds left to play in the third. And foul on the shot. It's right back here for the start of the fourth quarter. Next. And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters.
Free Dick is crazy. But 24, 8, and 7. That looks like a Scotty Barnes stat line right there. Not going to lie to you. Paul George heard me, man. I said step up. What does he do? You know what he does. Good shit, y'all. Good shit. Sorry for Cam Thomas.